Hey, what's up, builders? It's Kay Antoinette of LBF Podcast. Catch me on today's show as well as every Monday and Friday on LBF Podcast as we build better conversations, one topic at a time.
Welcome back to Relationship Status. It's your girl, Nate Cruz.
CL Butler.
Kay Antoinette.
And your boy, Yusuf in the building. And remember, you can catch us on all podcast platforms. Just search Relationship Status Podcast. And we are here once again on another Wednesday, Neek, for
our recap of Married at First Sight.
Season 12, Episode 6. Do we want to go in the order of events? Do we want to go let's keep it up, couple by couple?
Yeah. What couple we're going to start with?
Yeah, we're going to start with where they start on the show. Who they start with?
They started with Ryan and Clara. They were sitting on the couch.
Okay.
Started with Ryan and Clara sitting on the couch. Mm-hmm. And they were discussing, and it's where Clara had to hear those harsh words that Ryan said. I've never said I love you to anybody. Mm-hmm. This to a woman who falls in love at the drop of a hat, and has shown that apparently because in the next scene with the girl, she says, if we were to put all of my perfect man into a blender, it would spit out Ryan.
Okay.
I think she was playing though.
After 6 days.
I don't think she was playing
Why
at all.
not? People have said way worse than that in 6 days.
I don't think she was
way
playing.
worse. You think
way worse? Way worse. They've come to certain realizations way too soon in relationships.
Especially 6 days in. And then this is marriage we're talking about. So it's kind of like this glowy feeling around it. Like, oh, this is meant to be.
Oh, it can't be?
I'm not saying it can't be, but 6 days in, you just already know that this is the perfect person for you.
Neek believes in love at first sight.
Yeah, I do.
I believe in infatuation at first sight.
I believe in lust. I don't believe in nothing else.
No, I think she was kind of, she doesn't want to talk about or even make it look like there are any issues. Mm-hmm. She comes off to me as that type of person, like, or even when she told the cameras that Ryan likes to keep everything private. Mm-hmm. She doesn't need to speak on everything. So I think that was a part of her saying, yes, he's the perfect guy. Yeah, we don't have any issues.
Again, women are liars. She absolutely said Ryan wants to keep it private and just said, yeah, we were physical.
Whoa.
So which is it?
Yeah, I caught that too.
Yeah, women we were being physical.
Did you have sex or did you not? We did some things, some
they
physical
had
things.
Sex.
Yeah.
So she didn't respect what he said
at all because she had to say it. She just it was
and
in
she
her.
Smirked.
Yeah.
So.
But if they're there to share, right, which is why they have these groups of women and men splitting off and having discussions, like that's the whole purpose of it, is to divulge a little bit, not everything, not the details, but you're supposed to talk about like the progress you're making in your marriage.
I thought it was cute the way she did it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been mad with her, but
she was like, we got a little physical.
I don't think she keeps anything private. She tells
I think she tells.
I think she's a real big open book.
It seems like they put two opposites together. Do you think that's intentional?
I think so. I wouldn't want anybody like me.
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't.
I think
I'd be like,
two opposites.
You're too much.
You couldn't deal with you?
No, I could not deal with me. No, I'm cool.
I can understand that.
We can't deal with you either. I'm kidding.
I'm just like, I totally get it.
But with their situation, with him being so like conservative and closed in and private, and she's a little bit more open minded, a little bit more out there.
A little?
Yeah,
okay, a lot.
A lot.
But that can kind of balance them out as well, because what he lacks, she could probably make up for. And what she lacks, he could probably help her work on. Like, okay, let's keep this kind of private.
Do we lack it, or are you just more comfortable doing it? Because it's all in us.
I think it's more comfort.
Yeah, but telling all your business out to everyone.
I mean, she didn't go too far.
I don't think she went too far. She didn't.
Would have she gone too far if he hadn't told her, hey, kind of keep our business.
Well, if it was just left up to her,
yeah,
she would probably tell it all because that's kind of maybe what she does. Mm-hmm. But in respect for him, she decided not to tell as much as she normally would tell.
Yeah, so that balance.
I don't.
Okay.
Towards the end of the episode, he after the big blow up at the dinner table.
Aren't we jumping ahead of ourselves?
Well, no, I'm bringing the point to
Still,
Ryan.
yeah.
I'm trying to stay with Ryan and Clara. He kind of talks to her about, hey, look, we need to kind of reel it in and deal with just us and keep us to us
Not worry about anybody
and not
else.
worry about and deal with and talk with.
But that wasn't about them.
No. I think he was making it because Ryan's kind of stayed out of
Drama.
the drama cycle of it all. He's kind of been the person kind of on the outside. He listens more than he talks. And he's kind of usually just in the room.
Yeah, he's
not
observant.
Yeah, he doesn't
Okay.
really say much.
I'm confused about drama.
Okay.
Because if it's something we need to talk about, how is it drama because you got upset?
That's what.
That's
Okay,
the point.
I agree with that.
So
Are we talking about
agree.
the specific situation of the group, or we're talking about the specific situation in their marriage?
They don't even have a situation.
You're
in
right.
their
But,
marriage.
well,
Well, I think the outside situation is causing the
The
situation.
outside
Yeah.
situation is causing everybody to look at their marriage
Right.
with the other couple. But if I needed to talk with you about something and you get mad, that's not drama. I'm not upset with you. I came to you to talk to you.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
But I think he meant that as her going to dibble and dabble in other people's
as far as
marriages.
speaking on other people's marriges,
And
And kinda-
inviting drama
yeah,
drama
and-
in.
Who
Yeah.
don't speak on other people's situation?
and on
We speaking on their situation.
But you
now.
see where it's taking it. You see, speaking on it can cause some type of drama.
but
So
I don't
see
know.
that.
I don't think that has not caused. I don't think. I think that being that they're on the show together, and the reason why they have these, and we talked about it off air. The reason why they have the groups, the couples go to the
Activities,
the
yeah.
activities together is because they're the only people uniquely in the situation that they're in, so they can help talk each other through the
Yeah.
different issues that they may have. And I think that if we have this understanding that we're going to talk through, and I have found friendship in one of the other wives who I feel, in my opinion, is being done wrong, and we're having a discussion about said actions, and I'm just giving you my opinion and telling you, hey, look, this is a wonderful woman, and I think that, what is your plan to deal with, and you lose it. So now it now has me internalizing whatever it is on my end. So now I shut up, and then my husband got me shutting up. It's just, I think that it was just a domino effect of things that had nothing to do with them, but that brings it back into their marriage. That can, like, something like that could have gone left for them as a couple, because Ryan might have been the type of person to go, hey, look, we don't deal in other people's business. And it
Yeah.
could have been, and Claire could have been a more standoffish person. Like, well, look, that's my friend, and I'm
gonna say
and I could
something.
see how an argument could, but she was very like, okay, I'm good. I'm just going to concentrate on our marriage,
yeah.
and we're not going to worry about none of that outside.
And I think also Ryan I don't think he likes to be in positions where he has to physically, like, he see how it was escalating. He see how Chris was getting up and ready to go. And that's probably a scene he doesn't like to face. He doesn't like to fight.
Well, I mean, I don't think it would be, he was in no danger of being in a fight there. Not him.
Not with Chris.
Nah, with Chris.
Not with Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
But
free
he
and
probably
clear.
doesn't want to be put in that position either, because
Okay, now we've jumped all the way to the end.
Go ahead.
my
We missed the
apologize.
middle.
Let's
All
go
right,
back.
go
Let's go
ahead.
back. Let's go back.
Can we walk it back a little bit?
Okay.
Yeah, let's walk it back.
Okay.
A couple of steps back. Let's go to the next couple.
We haven't even finished that.
We haven't
couple.
finished.
We haven't finished with Clara. Oh,
No.
they're boring anyway.
Oh, why are they boring? man?
I don't like Clara no more.
Why not?
Because I just feel like she's messy, and I just feel
Messy
like
how?
because I don't feel like she should have approached Chris about anything. I agree with Ryan. Like, stay out of other people's business. You shouldn't approach him and ask him anything.
Well,
if you wanted to know
Did
something,
she
you
start?
should've-
Did she start the conversation?
Yeah.
When they were at the ATVs.
Yeah, who
She
did? Who
didn't start.
started?
Virginia did.
Yeah, I thought
okay,
that's
sorry.
Yeah, Virginia did.
And she threw the rock. She hit her hands.
Yeah.
Claire, Claire
you
was in
know.
there throwing shots.
Well, she
They
set
were
it
throwing-
up.
they were
I
both
wouldn't
throwing
say
it.
throwing shots, but she was in there.
Yeah.
She was
I
mixing
didn't.
it up a little bit too.
But I think the interesting thing is privacy is an illusion here.
Absolutely.
And they don't
Everywhere.
understand that. I mean, well, yeah, but even more so for people who are not only they're being televised, right? But they're also having these group activities like for like what Yusuf said, just like to deal with these unique marital issues that they might be having. Privacy is not a thing,
No,
you
it's
know?
not.
So
And this is a television show.
it's a television show. So, I don't have a problem, and I don't want to jump ahead, but that specific situation, which I guess we'll talk about it in a minute here, like I don't have a problem with what she did, because I really don't care about.
No, I mean I don't.
Yeah.
somebody need to ask the questions because Paige
Somebody
not.
has to.
Yeah.
True, but still.
And somebody has to challenge, like, you know what I'm saying, this person who has publicly embarrassed, publicly humiliated, and on a public platform.
Everything's been public, but you want to be private.
But now you want to be private.
That's what I said. I said I don't know how you could want to be private on a public platform.
yeah.
I just don't see it. But there was a situation with Ryan and Clara, and that was Clara. Ryan is interested in his children growing up
in the church.
in the church,
Yeah.
and Clara is like, no, I'm not interested in my children. I want them
Well,
to.
she didn't say no,
But
but
she-
she wanted them to
She
kind
wants
of
them to make their own decision
decisions. Yeah.
about what they want to do when it comes to religion. She doesn't want to force them into.
One religion.
This doesn't even make sense.
Is parenting a big part of marriage? If you choosing to have children like different parenting styles? I'm just
I
asking.
think you have
Yeah,
to. I think
it
that,
is.
that
Yeah,
it is.
you have to have
You have
some type of similarities.
your ideas, or even through communication, because I don't think everybody's thoughts on parenting are somewhat different. So you got to have these conversations, and you got to say, okay, I agree here, I don't agree here,
Right.
I agree here. And it's not to go too personal, but I've had a situation where our parenting styles were different. And it affected our relationship because of our because our parenting styles were different, and it affected the relationship all the time.
Right.
So I can see how if you don't have the same, and there is no middle ground when it comes to parenting, I can see how it is one of the more important things
Kind of like a
in a
deal
marriage.
breaker.
But why is there no middle ground?
I didn't say there is no middle ground. I said if you can't come to a middle ground.
If you don't have a plan, you ain't gonna come nowhere.
What do you mean?
If you don't have a plan about parenting,
Yeah.
I mean, but they haven't had the opportunity to plan.
It's 5 days.
well, I mean, most people
yeah.
get pregnant. They don't
Yeah.
plan
Oh,
to have a child.
got you.
So we don't even know.
What-
In most cases, sometimes we about done with each other. when we have a baby.
Yeah, but that's
is
happened
true.
before.
Yes, and
but
then-
then but you like if we're talking about regular dating and leading up to marriage, in an ideal situation like us, you know, like-minded people, we would have the conversation, right? We have the opportunity to have the conversation about, okay, if we have kids and, you know, religion and everything else that plays a part in it, but they don't get this on this show.
Well, I mean, they have an opportunity. So what you don't want is a child born with the job, and the job is keeping them together.
Keeping the parents together.
Yeah.
we don't.
true.
We want that's enough stress there. But her saying that she don't want her children forced into it. Are you going to ask a 1-year-old their opinion? If we go to church, we go into church. And then if you get 15, 16, 17, 18, and you
Then you won't have a
decide
choice.
that, Mom, this ain't for me, or Dad, this isn't for me, then that's different. But up until then, you're going to do what the house does.
Yeah.
If we go to church, you're going to go to church.
And I think that's where they're going to clash as well, because if that's her view, she may not go to church, or she may not be into
Going to church at
The
all.
religion.
the religion
Okay.
that he's in.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Since we have women here.
Oh, Lord. Okay, we're going to start on this.
Yes. Why are we pretending that everything they're saying here is so permanent?
It's not.
It's not.
It's not at all.
I
It's
agree.
not.
Who's pretending that it's permanent?
Like he's ready to make a decision based off her saying she doesn't want her child raised this way, or she believes that she doesn't want her child raised this way, so she won't do this. She don't want to force her child.
I think for us, we're still looking at it as they're dating, right? They're married, but they're actually dating each other.
Yeah.
They
and
are.
so
Getting
for a
to
lot
know
of
each other.
people in a dating sense, those would be deal breakers, you know? So it's interesting to watch because it's
How
a
is
very
it a deal breaker when it's not even in the deal yet?
You mean like because the children aren't here
They
yet?
don't have children.
I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is we're looking at it as a very important thing because in a dating world, it would be.
Okay,
Even though they're married, because they're still dating each other, even though they're married.
correct. I agree. But if he starts taking her to church with him now,
Who-
and they
who's-
go every Sunday,
Which is very
and
likely.
we've been going
right.
every Sunday for 5 years before we had kids,
Right.
Yeah.
that statement
It's
be
out
null
the
and
window.
void.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where we're looking like this could possibly be an issue, but we don't know. I mean, it would take something
But
like
it took Ryan back a little bit. You saw the
Yeah.
look on his face. He was kind of like,
because religion is a big thing
big
for a lot of
thing, yeah.
people, right? Because that your religion or how you practice it or
Faith
whatever
or-
faith is connected to your morals and your values.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not on the same accord with someone, that goes to your whole lifestyle, right? And how
Mm-hmm.
you think and operate. So
Well, you can't just say kids you're not gonna force them.
Oh, yeah.
We force kids to do stuff every day.
But that's your opinion, Sia.
I'm
Well,
pretty
we
sure.
do.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna buy their kid a toy that they want him or her to have.
Yeah.
That child didn't want that. These children don't even need half the stuff y'all buy. Like, it's crazy to me.
Man, listen, the box of crap I got in the in that damn room.
My cat has a lot of toys. I know she don't need them.
No, didn't even ask. She told me she like this.
Every time I'm in the store.
Like, Spirit, you gonna like this?
Yeah.
And she ain't gonna do nothing but play with the pillow.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Out of the box.
Out of the box, yeah.
No, she'll just play with the paper bag it came in.
Nah, I don't let her. She chew it up. I ain't got time for that.
Okay.
All right. So who's next?
Let's go with Brianna and Vincent.
Brianna and Vincent.
I'm bossy.
Is it?
I was gonna ask you,
What?
what are your thoughts on Vincent?
What you mean?
Thoughts on the debate that Vincent and the two ends of the spectrum.
Which one? About the soap or whatever they dropped on the floor?
Oh, you talking about the bathroom scene?
Yeah. Or which scene? Was there a scene before then?
No, well, the bathroom scene and the fact that Vincent kind of is at his own pace.
No, he's trying to tiptoe around the situation.
Yeah.
The first incident is the being on time.
Okay.
There is no what you want to do. If we agreed to be there at 6, we need to be there at 6. He's wrong. I don't care how long he takes. If we agree to be there at 6, she's got every right to put that demand on him for us to be there at 6.
I'll be interested to know what her sign is.
Yeah, because that don't. I mean, that's non-negotiable. That's not a negotiable. If we agreed to be there at 6,
But you're also someone who likes control, CO.
no.
And
CO.
he reminds me of her. Like,
Well,
why are
listen,
we not here at 6?
If we don't have direction, I don't mind stepping up. But
I
I'd
get
rather
it.
not tell people what to do.
I get it. I'm a very punctual person too. But when I look at their connection, because I'm still new to the show too, so looking at it with fresh eyes, I'm already seeing that she likes to be in control. He seems like a very patient person, right?
But you're saying control. We're
It
talking
is
about
control.
one thing.
No, you're not talking. You're not really talking about one thing, because that one thing led to something else, right? So if we're talking about the time issue, and she was trying to get him ready at a particular time so they can make their time hack, cool, boom. But he's telling her from his perspective of knowing himself, I'm gonna still be ready in time.
But he wasn't. They were late.
They were late. Okay, cool.
So he lied.
Now,
But were they late because she kept pushing him? Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do this?
Let me tell you something about a woman. A woman
Tell
don't
me
want
about a woman.
A woman don't want to keep asking you. A woman don't want to guide her man.
you're right about that. I
She
agree.
doesn't, but I think she does it just like automatically.
She don't want a child. And that's why I'm having to talk to you like a child. And then that's where the disrespect comes in there.
Okay, see now, I can agree with her. You know what I'm saying? Being assertive,
She needed to be.
but being a control freak is something totally different.
Y'all using some very
Uh,
extreme words. Control. She's not a control freak. All we know is this one instance. Her family said she was
Okay, if
bossy.
we're stopping here, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
This one instance, I don't think she was a control freak.
I'm not saying that she was in this one.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is it's starting to be a pattern when you look at the rest of the things that she's done.
Well,
well, I will say, to the point of Vincent,
Mm-hmm.
I think had her family not brought up the point that she was bossy,
Oh, and put it in his head.
put it in his head, I don't think he even views some of this stuff the way that he does as her being bossy.
I agree with that.
Because multiple people at the wedding was like, hey, are you going to be able to deal with the fact that
Yeah.
she's bossy? Like,
Very
she's
bossy.
She's very bossy. She likes things her way.
and she
So-
even said herself, I have the tendency to be bossy.
But I think that had no one put it in his head, now certain things may bug him about being rushed, maybe, but the thought of her being bossy, I don't know if that
Would be such a big
would
thing.
be such a big thing in his head if in fact it wasn't brought to his attention.
Yeah, I think the conversation would have
Prior
been
to.
different.
And also how they're framing it too, how they're recording it and clipping
yeah,
it and
and
editing it.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but here's where the problem came in. He got offended instead
Yeah.
of being honest and vulnerable
Yeah.
in the moment and said, "Well, you know what? I'm not always punctual. So thank you for reminding me. I got you. I'm gonna work on this." He got defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's where the offense came in, when he got defensive for no reason. Like, you know what? Listen, I'm slow. let me, okay, it's only 6 days in. He could have handled it way more lightheartedly. And then what do you think she gonna do? what do women do?
Are you asking us now?
Yeah,
Because you
you
get in the
turn up,
habit
then
of
they
telling
turn up.
us.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Once you turn on the switch, they got to go.
Like he was just trying to like stand his ground, and she was like, "Oh no, we swinging, we fighting each other now." Like no.
Turn up time.
Yeah, it's turn up time. Like when he should have just said, "You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I need to do better. I need to make a decision here." But don't be. Once you become defensive, you kind of lose all sense of.
Yeah, but I can see how they're working through a lot of that on this last episode, as far as like the communication goes, and them having an honest moment about their pet peeves and where they are as far as what they think about each other's behaviors.
And they're two nice people. So
Yeah.
I think they can figure it out.
And I think the fact that they actually do talk to one another,
Yeah, they communicate very well.
even and especially, I think it said afterwards when they were at the skydiving, indoor skydiving park.
Yeah.
It was like after the cameras went away, they had a conversation in which they kind of opened up a little bit more about the what was going on. So I don't know. I think that at least at least in that aspect, I think some people are less likely to speak or talk. They'll like hold it in, and then because she even said it. I think Brianna even said it. She says usually I've been there where I hold things in.
Yeah, she did.
And so it's good to see that he at least is speaking up about his feelings and stuff like that. So
Because prior to that, I was a little questionable. Because, like I said, I was coming in as not seeing a lot of the other episodes, so I was basing it off of what I saw, and what I saw was she liked control.
Yeah.
She like control. Okay.
But
Well, in that moment, someone needed to
well, not the time moment, but the bathroom scene where she was, hey, do this, and I'm like, it's a certain thing where you ask, you say please, you say thank you.
No.
Those things matter. Yes, in conversation they do.
They do
you
matter,
fall?
but I'm gonna tell you where his first
Did you do
failure
that?
was at.
Go ahead.
Why are you in the bathroom with your woman?
She wanted him to be in there.
no, that's
Dude, don't listen to your woman.
No.
Okay, see, now
No.
he
Don't
didn't listen to her when when she was telling him to get ready,
That's
and now
something
you was
different.
on her side.
That's something different.
No.
How is that
Because
different?
he went in that bathroom to accommodate her,
Yeah.
and she wasn't finished fighting yet.
Yeah. Like sometimes you just gotta wait.
Yeah.
Just wait it out.
Exactly.
That
That was the
personally-
setup. Oh, come in here with me. She
Yeah.
about to really tear you up.
But
man.
the
probably
motives
in there to
that y'all
try
think
to
we have.
hurry
Huh?
up and get dressed.
No, man.
No. Personally, I can get dressed in the room. I do not need a sink.
I don't need nothing.
I don't need a mirror.
I'll brush my teeth in the kitchen. I do that.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm not, no.
The
I don't want to see how the donuts are made.
room
question.
sink.
How did they go to a different activity than the other group?
I think they
They
might
all
can
have-
choose or something.
Yeah, they have
Okay.
they all have some activities they do on their own.
Oh, okay.
'Cause remember
'Cause I was
Claire and
kinda-
Ryan went to the Dolphins and then
Yeah.
nobody
Yeah.
else.
And nobody
Yeah.
else went. Yeah.
And it sounded like she said she had never had someone like choose a date for her, and he specifically chose that. So
The
I guess they
skydiving.
get to do that for their partners.
And that soap incident, that was just for distance and irritation.
Yeah.
That's all that was. That wasn't even a real thing. She didn't open a new bike
But it's always the little things that add up in
Yeah.
a marriage.
because you put yourself in harm's way.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going in the bathroom with you.
No.
Yeah, I'll agree then.
Come help me. You ain't want me to help you. No.
Yeah.
They're 5 days in. At that
Argue with
point.
me from out in the bathroom.
Listen, by the time she would have came out, I'd have been fully dressed.
Fully
and
dressed.
maybe the only thing I would have had to do was go brush my hair. And I don't need a mirror to do that, so I probably would have done that in the room.
I'll do
You
it
know
downstairs.
what? I had that this morning. So I'm trying to get out of the house for breakfast, and I'm just like, all right, go ahead and get dressed. But I told the person to get dressed. They didn't have their pants or their shoes on, but I didn't have my shoes on, and I was still putting makeup on. And they're just like,
Oh, yeah. Like, That's
You telling
distance.
me?
That's distance and irritation. I'm telling you. That's all you got to do. Just stay out of harm's way. Certain stuff you don't need to.
Yeah, nah, but I think this even with all that, I think they're
I
in
think
a
so.
better position than most.
Yeah, I
They
think
are,
they'll
they
be
are.
at they have a better chance
Chance.
of working it out,
Yeah.
of getting to the end.
And she's only bossy because I think people haven't just told her, no,
No.
that's not right.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. No.
or he's not an assertive person either.
He's not.
When you have a strong personality or a strong woman's personality like that, you need someone to be like, listen,
Relax.
relax.
You-
And he doesn't seem like the man that's going to do that. So they're going to have to compromise a lot with each other. He's going to have to be more assertive in his, boundaries and the things that he wants and the things that make him him.
Yeah.
And she's going to have to allow him to kind of just lead a little bit.
she's going to have to allow.
Oh wow.
He got to.
I knew it
Oh,
was coming when you said that.
Look,
And I've already had a whole conversation about this whole allow thing. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. But if she just got home from work, don't ask her no questions. Give her 30 minutes, hour, whatever.
I think that's for anybody. Don't talk
That's
to
for-
me when
that's
I'm
anybody.
fresh off of work.
Yeah, just give her a minute.
Don't talk.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me in the morning when I'm going to work.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Wow.
a little extreme. But,
I mean, not every day. Now.
I'm
You
not a
can't-
morning person.
Okay.
shoot, don't live with nobody.
Right? Good morning. Is
You
it
can live
really
with somebody,
good?
but you need separate quarters.
Yeah.
To do whatever. Because I will ask, like, why you got your shoes over there like that? That's crazy. And that might be normal for them, but I don't,
Yeah.
that's wild to me. I would just put my shoes back in the box and put it in the closet. But
Yeah, like CL says, man, why you don't ever untie your shoes when you take your shoes off?
yeah, that's wild.
Because I'm just going to slip them back
Put them
on.
back on.
They
Well, you know,
they're
usually I
not
got
slip-ons.
Velcro.
I don't untie my shoes.
What is there's some sick people out
Well,
here?
I'm not used to shoestrings because usually my shoes don't come with shoestrings.
And it depends on how tight you want your
really?
shoe on your foot too. So you might be someone who you'll unlace and relace when you're ready to wear them. I don't have to do that because I want the same
They're
pressure
called
on my
lace
foot.
ups.
Lace them up.
Yeah, get some
Preferences.
slide ons. I don't wear slide on shoes.
All right. So I say next up we go with the couple that had it not been for all of the other drama going on, quote unquote, they have like an underlying big thing going on, and that's Jacob and Haley.
They
Yeah.
have an underlying thing going
I think they have like something going on beneath like
The surface.
not necessarily, but because
I think
everything
it's
because
Haley.
everything else is so up, all the other couples are so
It's not obvious
engulfed in-
drama.
It's not obvious drama, but they
Gotcha.
got something going on within their world.
They actually don't.
You don't think they do?
she's
Something
attracted.
happened.
I don't think she's attracted to
Yeah,
him.
No, I don't think that's it. Sex was bad.
I
what
think that's part of it too.
I think the sex
Yeah.
was bad.
Well, I don't even think either of those things are right.
Okay, so what do you
think
think?
it is?
Because if a woman likes you, she can teach you how to have sex with her.
Yeah,
This
I
is
agree with
true.
that.
Yeah, and women put up with a lot.
Yeah,
So for you to say sex is bad,
that's not a big.
I've seen women
deal-
I've heard
yeah.
about women being assaulted for years.
But this is not all women.
Well, we're talking in this case, those two
It probably
specific.
played.
Yeah.
It probably played a big part
No.
in it afterwards. Though, if she's not,
And
attracted
women
to
like
him.
men they don't like all the time.
But not this particular woman, because if I'm not mistaken, she has a history of leaving. Right? She doesn't stick anything out. So if
Yeah.
she always leaves when she sees something she doesn't like, she doesn't stick it out to see if she can make it work or fit or work on it.
Excellent point.
Then if she's in this situation and the sex is bad or she's not attracted to this person or she just feels like the connection isn't there, it's just like she's just not engaging at all with
she
him.
Yeah,
don't-
at
she don't-
all.
She don't have to engage.
Why? What does
What
she
do you
have to
mean?
do?
He got a man. It's time to man up. Like if you know what's best for our relationship, I don't care what you think. Because them not talking does not help the relationship.
But
at
he's
all.
talking.
Yeah.
No, them, not them. Both of them. Not just me talking
just
to
He
you.
But that's
can't
why I
make
feel
her
like-
talk.
Yeah,
can't-
that's why I feel like it's a her issue and not a
He
them
can't make her
issue.
talk. He can say, this is what we're going to do.
He's been doing that.
Now he did
No, he
say
hadn't.
he did say
He's been
what he,
negotiating.
No,
And
what
you
he-
don't negotiate with terrorists.
Terrorists.
You
The
don't.
women are terrorists.
She's being
In a lot of
terrorist.
men's mind,
men,
apparently.
Men are terrorists to some women, but right now she's being a terrorist because of her own fears.
Men in
Yeah.
general are terrorists.
Okay.
And I think she
I'm
really-
not-
Patriarchy.
yeah.
I think she wants to
Okay.
run.
Huh?
I think she wants to run.
But she never had nobody. Well, because she hadn't dated since she was 21. Y'all, surprise! Spoiler alert.
We talked about that off.
She only said this
offline.
every episode. I haven't had a boyfriend since I was 21. Nobody has said, "Well, you can't run now."
And she's in a situation where she really can't. She can leave, I think, if she wants to, but
No.
she can't just up and leave.
She has a lot more in stake, right? So
Yeah.
if you're just dating somebody, you decide, I don't like
I'm
this person. I'm
blocking.
gonna
Go
go about my way. But you on a TV show, you didn't sign a contract. You probably got money involved. All this different stuff are tied up into this relationship. It's not as easy for her to leave the situation.
And he already got her and don't even know it. He just got to hold tight. He got to just
I agree.
hold because she was saying something and he was like, "No, you're what I want." Her house was locked in. I said, "Boy, he got her. He got her. All he got to
That's
do
the line.
all he got to do is wait,
That's the line.
wait, and knock her off her feet." He was
Yeah.
like, "No, you're what I want."
I think she's just
She never
fighting
heard
some
that
battles
before.
with herself.
Well, that don't have nothing to do with me.
I know towards the end.
But it does though.
It doesn't.
It
Because
does.
it's affecting the relationship between the two of them and the communication between the two of them.
I think it affects your relationship if you allow it. I'm here for you. I want to be with you. So all
but
that
he's
stuff.
telling her that.
all that's left is
and
you.
she's just like,
But he's explaining it. You don't gotta explain it. I'm here. Just hold tight. All he gotta do is hold
Okay.
tight. And when she fall, boy, she gonna fall hard.
But that's a lot to put on somebody to be
Nah.
that patient with someone who you're talking to. You're expressing that you're in it. You want certain things that couples are supposed to be doing, and the person isn't even responsive.
I know, but it's just fear.
Yeah, we
Fear
can
is very
understand
temporary.
It is, but at the end of the day, that temporary could be weeks, and those weeks add up for someone who's involved in a relationship by themselves.
Well, you're married, so let's just hold tight. You got at least 6 more weeks. No matter what she says or does, if he starts wiggling, it's gonna give her room. You can't give her no
Yeah.
room.
So you think he just needs to stand fast and
Stand fast, be
put your
unmovable.
foot down.
be all right?
That's in the Bible right there.
I will not
You
be
are
moved.
really,
Yes,
you are coming with them.
I'm telling you. All he has to do is just hold tight.
And she's gonna fall for him. You think that her problem is probably she's never seen somebody be steadfast and like just
No,
She
I
has
think-
never been steadfast.
But I
Yeah.
think what it could be, as you said, that is when she's usually out, the people are like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not chasing you. I'm not
I'm
fighting
not
for
chasing
you.
you. I'm not fighting for you. You don't want me, fine."
absolutely.
And so I think the fact that he's like,
I'm gonna fight for you.
"I'm not, no,
Yeah.
this," because he did tell her, "This is not how this is going to go."
It's not. And
At
I'm
the
not-
end, towards the end of the episode, he was like, "Yeah, no, see this where I'm talking to you and you're not talking to me. This is not how this is going to go." But he did feel a certain kind of way when she told him that it's a ladies' night, and then he goes downstairs. And,
it wasn't breakfast.
no, it was night. It was at
was
night.
a night?
It was the
Okay.
last night in Vegas. And so when he goes downstairs, he says he sees all the wives and their husbands,
Yeah.
except in her.
Right.
And he turns the corner and he says she's like leaves instantly.
Now he needs to. If I was Jacob's corner man, I would say, Jacob, don't ignore your feelings. Go gather yourself and only talk to her when you can't talk to her from an emotional space.
Turn into the skid.
Because they look like it hurt his feelings,
Oh, it did.
and you don't want to
Crushed-
speak from
it looked
when
like it
your feelings
crushed
are
him.
hurt. You want to say, okay, listen, this is why you were wrong, and tell me I didn't see what I saw. And give her a chance, and don't say nothing. Don't argue with her. Be like, listen, this is the only thing we're talking about. I know you got a dog. I got a dog. We got cats. I got a jacuzzi at my house. I got all this stuff.
I got a beach.
I got a beach at my house, a full weight room. Don't talk about none of that stuff. Say, listen, explain this to me. What happened? Because there might be explanation. She could have got.
I think he was talking to the camera when he was explaining what happened.
Yeah,
I think he was mentioning it to her, but she wasn't responding. She wasn't verbally.
She's not there
Well, you don't-
mentally.
you don't say okay when you're telling someone something, you can't be tied into their response because their response is what causes the argument.
Yeah.
Even if she started cursing, you're like, well, that's when you finish, we can talk about it. But that's cool.
It takes a lot of, because I'm someone who I agree, not to allow your emotions to rule how you enter into a confrontation, right? Because or conflict is the better word. But I also think that you have a right to express in the moment as well sometimes.
Ooh.
Because if you're never
Men.
everyone, and this is going back to this control of yours,
You
Theo.
think? Well, somebody has to set the tone for the room.
Someone does, but at the same time, if you're constantly worried about, okay, I have to always be stoic, I have to always be in control to consider this other person's responses and to make sure I'm making that environment safe, it's like you're cheating yourself.
No, y'all should be doing that for each other. And
You
we're not
should,
cheating.
but this other person can't even meet you halfway.
She hasn't had the opportunity because she's always ran. So I understand you're a
that
runner.
he needs to be a little bit more patient because
Yeah, you're a runner. This is an all new experience. It's somewhat overwhelming. Let me just steadfast.
these people have signed up for a lot.
They have. They have.
And you don't know where it's coming from. You don't know what's going to be the issue.
you don't.
You have no clue.
Well, the issue is she hadn't had a boyfriend since she was 21, and you're 27 and you know it all.
Yeah, but that's the basic issue. But underlying that is the emotional part
Yeah.
of it, the maturity, the communication, all of that is playing a part into
Well, that's
it.
And
when
a
you
trauma
grab-
as well
but that's
from her
when you-
past relationship.
no,
She's
she was 21 when she had last. She didn't. She had.
She had a relationship from 18 to 21.
This is her first adult
And he
relationship.
cheated on her.
I'm about to say that can be trauma.
But this is her first adult relationship.
How
That
can it
wasn't
be
even
trauma 8 years later?
Men,
Because she can have her view of men.
Hold on.
I mean, like,
Men who be
granted,
holding
I don't
on.
agree with having, the same view when you're 21 now that you're 27, but that's that trauma. She's holding
28.
on to that. I'm sorry, 28. She's holding on to that. This is how men are.
Well, Neek, you can let go to trauma.
I mean, I know
Trauma
that,
don't
but
care
she
about me,
doesn't.
you, or nobody else. Trauma don't care who hold it.
You look at things very matter of fact.
I have to. Because if
Do
I
you,
don't,
though?
if I don't, then a lot of things don't get done.
There goes that control again.
Oh well, somebody got to control it.
Might as well be you, right, CL?
Not I. I'm not the leader you asked for. I'm the leader you deserve. Okay.
That's that Leo.
Yeah, I'm the leader you deserve. This is what you need. Okay. But you can't match that energy she has. You just got to just say, listen.
I'm not saying I don't agree. What I'm saying is if she doesn't improve, it's gonna get to a point where I can see him exhausting himself and draining himself, trying to always be that safe space, trying to always be stoic.
No.
Yes.
You don't have to be stoic. You have to be who you are. And if you're not stoic,
And you think that this man is an example of always just not expressing himself?
I think he's very stoic.
I think that he has a good, because he's been married before, right? Mm-hmm. I think he has a good sense of what it's going to take because he's actually lived it before, right? Mm-hmm. Even though it didn't work out, you have a little bit more wisdom than most people who've never been married. Mm-hmm. So I think that that's where he's coming from. But I also don't think it's fair for us to look at it and be like, you know what, he's just going to always have to account for her not being up to par where he is at, because at some point she's going to have to make the decision to meet him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But don't both sides have to do that? Because we're talking, but we're talking about one area. This may be his area. She could have another area.
Well, we don't know what her area is. She ain't talking.
Well, it is. She's just never been in a relationship.
Yeah.
She's always ran, and I can go when I want to go and do what I want to do. That's not true either.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, I'm used to being in the bed by myself, and she's talking about all the
those are
single
great.
life
Those
things.
are great nights, huh?
Yeah, those.
You know,
That's why you're on the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you're on the show.
Right, girl. Why did you
Yeah. Why you get on the show if you love being in the bed by yourself?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
trying to prove people wrong? She might got a bet or something going.
Well,
You know
maybe.
what?
She done
Maybe.
said
She like,
she had sex with him.
on to the next.
So let's go to Virginia and Eric.
The White Knight.
The White Knight.
The White
Ooh.
The White Knight.
The
Yeah.
White Knight.
Step right on up.
oh goodness.
Yes.
Okay, let me say this.
How do y'all feel about him?
Well, before we get into the part where we transition into the couple situation, him and his wife, Virginia, had a drunken.
Conversation.
Conversation.
A heart to heart.
Did you see the bottle of Fireball?
Yes.
And the
That was-
Tito's.
and the Tito's tequila.
They're ready.
Okay. Do you think that was editing? Because
No.
It was set up. It was set up.
I was like,
Listen.
they probably put those bottles.
Bruh, listen, did you see their face? Like it was
They were like,
She was
They
he
were
was
drunk.
slurring.
They were drunk.
Yeah.
they had a drunk heart
She
to
looked
heart.
all sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drenched.
Yeah.
Hair
She was-
oily.
Yeah. She was,
A mess.
That's probably not the time to talk. Where is it?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I've had some great conversations,
Hey,
great
they
drunk
said-
conversations
hey, they
now.
said-
Are they gonna even remember
They
it?
said the drunken mind tells the truth.
Does it?
There's some truth there. I've had some great drunken conversations.
Okay.
That liquid courage.
Okay, maybe I just hadn't.
Those inhibitors get released and
Okay.
And here's the thing, like it was going down because the bottles were
Oh,
open.
and halfway gone.
No, more than half.
Fireball
That
was
Fireball was they don't
how you drink Fireball like that?
I don't know. Oh, that cinnamon taste. Ew.
How many hours or days was that Fireball?
And I mean, it looked like they started early in the day because when he had the guys and the girls brunch,
He was slurring.
Yeah.
Okay, that was brunch.
yeah,
He was slurring his words when he was because he was talking to Chris. And he was saying that he needed to man up. And you can tell he was
Well,
drunk.
that's the first.
and he fell
that's
asleep.
the
Yeah,
first.
that was-
That was the first kind of interaction with Chris.
You know, I thought they were at the table and he was just talking and everybody was literally looking at him like,
Oh yeah, because old boy Vincent was like,
he was like, yeah,
he was
you
like,
gotta love
He was
her.
falling
You
asleep.
gotta be with her.
He was like,
he's
yeah.
chocolate wasted. That's what Vincent said. He's chocolate wasted.
What does that mean? It was funny, but I don't even know
I
what
bet
it
it's
means.
from a movie or
And
something.
Vincent about
From grown ups.
from grown ups.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, when the kid had so much chocolate,
Like,
he fell
I
out.
want to be chocolate wasted.
Oh, okay. I didn't get it. I thought it was funny, though.
Because she found the adults drunk, and they were like, "Yeah, we're chocolate."
We're
drunk.
chocolate drunk. Yeah, chocolate wasted.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, whereas he's the older of the two between him and his wife. It seems as though in an attempt to kind of invade her world.
Yeah.
Well, he's trying to get loose and
yeah,
does what
she
she
is,
does.
and she's kind of taking it on. Well, we have a special treat. We have some guests in the building.
Yeah, sometimes you get ran up on.
Sometimes you get ran up on.
They pulled up.
We are joined by Darius and Patty. How y'all doing today?
We're awesome.
Salute.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna just, I guess,
Go
inject them into the conversation as we go.
All right.
And both are familiar with the show, Married at First
Yes.
Sight.
We are
Okay. Big fans.
big fans.
Big
fans.
Wow.
Big fans.
All right, so we're talking Eric and Virginia.
Yeah.
They were having a conversation over some Fireball and Tostitos.
A drunk heart to heart.
A drunk heart to heart.
The best kind.
That's
The best
that's
kind?
the best kind. It's the best kind. Where Eric is pretty much telling Virginia, you're not going to be going out like that. Like, this is just not what this marriage is going to be. You decided to be married. You're not single. This is not single life. This is not what I signed up for. So this is what you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
Does the man have the right to control the agency of a woman?
Now, see, that is a loaded. That is not what we're talking about here. So
okay.
much.
Okay.
He's saying that there are some things that your lifestyle has to alter, right?
Okay.
You don't have to change who you are.
But he's fair?
He's being fair. I don't have
Okay.
a problem with him saying, like, listen, you were going out every night, getting drunk every night, doing your own thing. You're not single anymore. We have a commitment we made to each other. We're going to be trying to build a life, build a home. And so the expectation is that you're going to be involved in that. And
Okay.
that doesn't include you going out with your friends every night and getting drunk.
Because that is what she said.
Thursday, Friday, and
Like, she was like,
Saturday.
this just what me and my friends do.
Your friends aren't a
Yeah.
part of this marriage anymore. Like,
So
you are a part of
I'm
another
gonna
person.
play devil's advocate here really quickly.
okay.
So there's a big difference here, though. They literally just got married.
Absolutely.
They literally just met 2 weeks ago, I think. Now at this point in the show, so right now he can't rush her into changing her life overnight.
But isn't that what she signed up for?
she
Yeah,
signed,
she
up,
signed up
for
for it.
this.
No,
I think, and I also think that he's just establishing some foundational principles, like what
Some boundaries.
Some
what
boundaries.
we're going to be
right.
about. And if you don't know me, it's critically important for me to be able to say to you, here's what my expectations are, right? And then the other side of that is we have so many expectations, and then what happens is that we don't get those expectations met, and then we end up being upset or being disappointed because we had all of these expectations and we didn't consider the imperfections. We didn't consider the things that needed to be worked through, talked through, right? Because we don't know any better. And nobody may or may not have demonstrated that that's a process for him.
Okay.
Right, and I get that, but when they made an agreement to come on this show, there are certain privileges and timelines that you give up, right? So you're not going through the process of like, okay, we're just dating. I can still do until we're exclusive, and until you're exclusive,
Right.
You're married,
Inter-
right?
Interesting.
So
I knew he was coming.
why is that interesting, CL?
Because women don't have integrity.
What is that?
Oh my God.
He just cut deep.
You have been dropping some bombs, and I'm gonna be
I'm gonna tell you why.
You
I'm
need to-
gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
A
Bring it
woman,
out.
a woman will sign up for something and change her mind.
I knew he was coming for it when you said sign
But
up.
it is the truth.
They'll
And you
though.
said all
they'll
that.
sign
I knew
up.
when he
They'll
when
say,
his eyes
"I agree with
switched.
this," and it's just like when you start relationships. I want somebody to kick it with. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna do this. Next thing you know, what are we doing? I don't be doing this with everybody. You didn't tell me you wanted a boyfriend. You said you just wanted somebody to hang out with, and that's the service I was providing. I was providing the boyfriend experience. And now you switched it,
I don't know if I'm
and that
even
was
gonna
pressure.
speak on
Like, I'm
this.
not gonna keep doing this with you.
So let me add some value to
Go
that
ahead.
language.
Please.
Because it's critically important that what he's saying has some validity, right? I've read this book recently called The Superior Man.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of that book,
Go check it out.
but you need to check it out.
I didn't write that, didn't I?
No, you didn't. Not this one. Not this one.
Okay, that
You
was
need to check it out, right?
Okay, I didn't
The
pin that
Superior
one.
Man. Right? So it just basically breaks down the difference between, the pathology and the thought process of a woman versus a man, right? Like, so if I look at you as a man, and I give you my word, and I tell you this is what it's going to be.
This is what it's going to be.
That's what it's going to be, right? But if I look at you, or I look at a woman, and look at my wife and give her my word, it's still going to be that, right? But
Should
if
be.
right, it should be. It should be. But if she looks at me and she gives me her word, I have to know that her word that she's giving me right now is based on what she's feeling right now,
Yeah.
right? And so we don't consider as men.
Oh, I do. But
So
yes.
I want to validate what you're saying though, right? Because we don't not all men remember she said that when she felt like that at the time that she
Exactly.
felt
When it was
that.
true for her.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's true in the moment.
It was
Right?
true. She was being honest in the moment.
And for the sake of her integrity, she's going to do her best to keep the word that she gave. But it doesn't change the way that she feels.
Nope.
Right? And so we forget as men that is a thing. And women also forget that that's a thing within themselves as well.
Well, this is why we have the same saying women can change their mind.
Yeah.
Right,
And they do.
right. But
We
there's
have that
more
saying.
context to that
Right.
doesn't get added in the conversation.
Oh.
So what he's saying is, you guys do lack integrity through the lens of men, because we give each other our word,
That's what it is. My
and
word
we
is bond.
establish that word, and it's bond, right?
But the
It's
important
bond.
language there is through the lens of men.
Right, right. And we be so busy treating y'all like guys that we forget.
Or holding us to the
So,
expectations that
so
you
basically,
have.
Kate, what you're saying is women don't have integrity.
I'm not saying that women.
It's not
I said
the language is different. The language is different.
the gaslighting is happening.
Right. The language is different. It's different. So when he says y'all don't have integrity, y'all don't follow y'all word exactly. But that doesn't mean that you're not integral at your core. Like you don't have any core values. You don't have
no.
like you know, like that doesn't mean that you're a snake in the grass and you're out to kill me and eat my babies.
But-
that's
but-
that's not you know.
Thank you for
Got
saving
graphic.
CL.
Right.
Well,
That- no, I'm
there-
just saying.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah,
now.
go ahead.
Now let the shoe be on the other foot, and you don't keep your word.
Right.
You
That's the
are
other part of the
scum
conversation.
earth.
You're
Like,
the
you're
scum
not
of the earth.
You're
That's
not even
the
a man no more
context.
because you didn't do what you said you was going
That
to
is
do.
so now when he says that,
Wow.
when he says that, he's putting on the female lens.
Yep. Like,
Because
wow.
I am my word to you, no matter what. So if I say something and I do something different, I'm no longer integral because of who I am to you in your eyes. Because I'm a man.
So how does this relate back to?
Eric in Virginia.
Yeah, like do we think that she has a right now to say, "Hey, well, hold on. Like I know that I agreed to this, but I don't want to just change my life overnight for the sake of this marriage."
I don't think she wants to change
but,
at all.
But you can't say for the sake of this marriage. You're married.
No, it's not even the marriage; it's the commitment.
It's
you
the
made.
commitment she made. You made
And
a
that's
commitment.
what I mean, lacks integrity. You committed to something, and now you're saying, "Well, I want to get drunk with my friends Thursday, Friday, Saturday."
But I don't think she
Sunday.
changed her mind.
I don't think she had an expectation that she was going to change at all.
Yeah,
Or she
I
was
Oh,
think
thinking
she
just
didn't have the
went in with-
expectation she had to keep her word.
No, I felt like she knew she was going into something where she was going to be married, but she didn't know that she had to give up
anything.
anything
Exactly.
to be
But it's
married.
not, it's not really giving up. It's conceding to what the word is that your husband is giving you. So are you going to concede? Are you going to move out of the way long enough for me to establish some type of authority within our relationship? Are you going to allow me to be your head? Is the question that he's really asking. He's making it a statement, and
Yeah.
he's saying these definitive things because he's using the wrong language. So she's hearing, you never can go out again with your friends. You never can go and be around.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
That's
Yeah,
what
that-
she's
say
hearing.
that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what she's hearing.
Well, I don't think that he's really just saying he wants to be the head. I just think he wants some space in her life. I think that's what he's asking for. Like, if we are going to have a relationship, which is basically what a marriage is, right? It's still a relationship. If
Yeah.
we're going to get to know each other, because they're still getting to know each other, I need space to do that. I can't do that if you're drunk all the time and if you're still going out with your friends. I need for you to make time and space for this marriage.
Right.
Right now with her lifestyle, she doesn't have time and space for that because she's so busy giving it away.
I think a point
Go
that
ahead.
that we miss is when he brought up the point that he's a pilot
yeah, I was
and
going to
he's
get
gone
to that.
a good portion of the time, and he was telling her, when I'm not here, I ain't saying all the time, but I'm a little bit more okay with it than when I'm home. I'm home.
I want that
Well,
to be our
no.
time.
I want our time to be our time when I'm home,
And that's fair, bro.
and that's fair. If I'm gone a good portion of the time,
I can't.
I think that's fair. That he's not asking for anything that's crazy,
Right.
Like when I'm gone, you got to stay in the house. Nobody's allowed at the house. He's not saying that. He's just saying, because he even said it at the end, we just have to find somewhere to meet in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, he said that towards the end of that scene. Hey, look, we just got to find something in the middle where we can be okay with each other in a sense, because that's a part of who you are. I acknowledge the fact that your friends are a big part of your life, but I'm your husband now.
Right.
I'm a big part of your life. I'm just trying to find the space to be there, and I think that's fair.
And it goes back to him saying he wanted a woman that knew how to entertain herself.
He did say that earlier. He said
Yeah.
That
So
sounds
now
wild,
it kind
but
of maybe he's kind of backtracking, saying
That
like,
lane.
okay, I wanted you to
There go
entertain
that
yourself, but not this much. I don't want you to be going out every single weekend with your friends. And because he's even saying, okay, I don't want you to have male friends. I don't know what you're doing when I'm gone, so I kind of want to control that segment of you going out with your friends.
And
But
I think it goes back to just, again, him trying to establish a level of respect, or like I said, see, he wants to establish some foundational stuff that is coming off with the wrong language. Like he's using the wrong words.
Yeah.
You know, and she's hearing it wrong.
Totally different.
Totally
Yeah.
different.
He just wants a seat at the table. That's all.
right.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all.
And
he's
I don't
only-
think she's ready.
And he said he's only working 13 days a month.
And that's
Yeah.
good.
And you know he getting paid.
Yes.
Big time.
No,
And
pilot.
but I will say this: I
She
think
ain't got to be late for nothing.
I think towards the end of the episode, she was more receptive to the things he was saying, and I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead.
He earned her respect.
I think he earned her respect when he sat down at the table with Chris and was like, "Hey man, look,
You gonna tell my girl like this?
you ain't gonna talk to my wife like that. If you got anything to say to my wife, you can talk to me. You ain't gonna talk to my wife. That was very disrespectful. I don't know about apologies. Right now, I'm talking to you man to man. You're not gonna talk to my wife like that.
Now, was that too late?
A little bit.
How is it too late? I don't think it was too late.
Oh, we
I don't
would've-
think it's never
we
too
would
late.
have had that
It
conversation
was
at the
that
ABC.
Oh,
weekend.
listen.
We had that
At the park.
conversation
Oh
in the park.
no. That van when Chris was getting bucking, I'd let him get on the van.
No.
But when he was getting buck in the back,
It was
we had to
before.
pull the van all over to the
Right.
side. Hey man, Mr.
They should've
Driver,
been had that
Mr. Driver,
conversation.
we need to pull over.
But
Real
even
quick.
before then, when they were out
We
there
need
with the ATVs, like
Yeah.
he
was like,
literally
"Man."
just came and stood there
Yeah.
beside her.
Come on,
I was just
man.
like,
Come on,
he
let's
talking
calm
wild.
down.
I mean, now granted, I don't mind him being embarrassed and getting all whoop de whoop because what she's saying, because now she's pressing your buttons. But at the end of the day, like he just stood there.
He did.
Well, he did, but I think
He needed a drink.
it's almost to gauge. I think it's just so much to
Together.
gauge. Like, okay,
Gage,
kind
what?
of see where this is going. But I do.
All you
It
just
could
ask,
be.
ask, can you shoot a fair one? That's all. Just
Well, me
3
personally,
minutes.
it
Let's
wouldn't
see
have
what
been
we
no fair.
going. We can wrap this up.
Oh,
got to
we
argue?
ain't even talking at that point. See, like he had the hands,
Oh yeah,
Wow.
y'all about the life.
hands and feet.
I mean,
Hands and
then,
feet.
then in that setting, you almost have to over defend your wife.
Yeah,
I mean, I
Just
can
to establish-
understand.
just to establish the boundary there.
Because if he beats
Boundary.
Chris up, when I
Oh.
tell you can't have no friends, you can't have no friends. So you see my work.
Period.
You saw my work.
But that's
okay?
what I was saying, because the whole time on that scene, I was looking and I was just like, now, granted, I love a man who can allow a woman to be assertive, right? And not feel like he has to overprotect her, right? Just let her,
Be
do her
who
thing
she
for a
is.
Let her
second.
defend herself. For a
But then
minute.
when the man starts getting overly aggressive and talking wild, then I'm going to need you
Then he called her drunk.
square your shoulders a little bit, you know? Do
Oh, he
a
called her
something.
drunk in front of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was like,
Right there
wow.
by the bar.
he was like, you're
Or
drunk.
the-
He's like, how about that? You throw a stone at me, I'm gonna throw one at you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, no,
Yeah.
you're just being petty. Like you just,
Yeah.
you don't
And
have.
see, at that point,
They ain't
that's
nothing
when-
else. You ain't got
But
nothing
I
else to
don't
come
think
back
Eric
with.
had walked up at that point.
Yeah, he was there.
He was there. He
He
was
was
standing
right
beside
next
her.
to her. Yeah.
So I know he walked up after the fact at some point.
Oh no, because he was like, because
already
matter of
there.
fact, because he said he'd be walking around drunk too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
So that's what he should
So
have
he caught
stepped up.
a stray bullet.
he caught a straight bullet.
He went back to the hotel. He
Got
thought
some more
about it.
got some more alcohol?
He thought about it. He was like, dang, I should have said something.
he
I should
should've.
have bucked up a little
Yeah.
bit.
So dude was
that's-
like,
she
you and
probably
your
said-
drunk husband.
Yeah. We're not doing that.
With your drunk self and your drunk husband.
So can we talk about the situation?
Yeah, so I guess
Yeah,
we're
can
there
go,
now.
We
We're
can go
there.
ahead and get into
We're
Chris
there.
and Paige.
The piece de resistance, as we call it every episode, is Chris and Paige.
Paige. Their own segment.
I got a question, and I know
right.
I'll ask it when we get there because we gotta go through the progression.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and answer.
No, like what does it mean to be spiritually attracted to somebody when you
What- aren't you-
when
that's
you lacked attraction?
You kind of jumping. Okay,
That's what I
we
said.
gonna start there.
No, I said I'll go. I'll track it back.
Okay, because that's just,
We here now.
I'll track it back. We track it back. Track it back.
Okay.
I'll wait for that time.
we
to
go
come up.
beginning of the scene.
Let's go to beginning.
Where
We can go to the
starting with
beginning.
We can go to they're in the room. and they're talking, and Chris says there'll be no joint accounts.
No, let's start all the way from the beginning.
Okay.
She tells him, okay, well, I have some stuff that I'm going to bring, and I'm going to bring all the gifts from my family and the money. He tells her right there, well, we could split that 50-50.
50-50.
The conversations
We can split
with
the
him
money.
keep
50-50.
getting
What did he
worse and
mean?
worse.
The money that
money-
the people that the family gave as gifts,
Yeah.
we're going to split that
wedding gifts.
50-50.
Well,
No,
he
split.
didn't say let's put it in separate accounts. He just says 50-50. Like you can spend half, I can spend half. He didn't say give it to me.
No, he said we can split it
50-50. He didn't say it can be 50-50 in her account. So he didn't necessarily say give me the money.
Well, what he said was we ain't going to have no joint
Joint
accounts.
I
It's
about to
gonna
say,
be
yeah, we
separate
ain't no
accounts.
joint account.
Okay, but that don't mean you can't hold the money.
Oh no, he was saying
No, he was like, give me.
He said he gonna hold the money. He said
Yeah.
no. He
Yes,
said
okay.
he said
He said give him his money?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
like he
And then
was
he
like
made it clear, I'll give you anything you ask for, but no.
can't have a joint account.
No
we're
joint
not gonna have a joint
Yeah.
account. It's gonna be separate.
Okay.
I'm like, you already with the exit strategy on this. one.
Yeah.
He is.
And she was like, well, I only make a third of what
You
you
make.
make.
He
She was
said
like
a quarter.
He was like a quarter.
Like God.
I was like, oh my god. But
Because
you,
now here's the control piece of that. Okay. Well,
Okay.
now you got the control, the power in the relationship. Cool. The conversations with Chris throughout this whole episode just keep getting worse.
Because he's feeding his
keep
own
getting
ego.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to build his own confidence level. Like, I got this. I make more money than you. It's like he's competing with her. And he's competing with everybody.
Or competing with the masculinity that he's been taught, and trying
Yes.
to project that on TV.
yeah, his dad suits.
Are you
Tell
said-
that.
Yeah.
His dad, his dad suits is wild.
Yeah,
His dad suits is wild.
So you think it's his toxic trait from his dad? Or
I
his
don't know
female?
anything about his dad. Again, I've come on.
Oh,
you
yeah,
watched
yeah,
one
yeah.
episode about that.
She one episode.
Honestly,
Yeah,
his
his-
father seems
Go
like
back
a
and
better
watch.
man than him.
His father
In
does seem
theory,
like
we haven't seen it as much, but he
A
has
little
he got some bad
perverted.
fits.
He got some nice
So,
suits.
yeah, he's perverted. Yeah, he is perverted. He
gives
says some
me
perverse
that-
things.
Yeah, he gives me that, he's
Creepish
gonna
vibe.
he's gonna be the uncle that gives you the hug and rubs at the lower part of your back.
oh my.
He said that.
No, he does that.
Oh, he gives that vibe now.
Yeah.
He's definitely got the vibe.
He told her
Okay,
she
yeah,
was
I'm not
like,
accustomed to this.
he gave her a look and was just
Wow.
like, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Well,
So okay, Paige is kind of taking everything.
What you mean?
She's taking it all.
how is
in,
she-
Like,
I'm
Like,
asking
just
the
being
women
hit.
in the room.
Clara said it perfectly when she said that what is the word choice that she used, that she's oh god, what was the word choice that she used, but basically that she is so hungry for a marriage and a man that she is willing, Stockholm syndrome.
yes.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
the Stockholm syndrome, and it's the truth that she will take anything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't think that God ordained this situation that you put yourself in at all.
He didn't tell you sign up for this.
At all.
nope.
He didn't tell you to do this.
The devil listens to your prayers too.
He sure does.
But also, it's the fact that like, I'm sorry, it's the fact that with her, for me, it's like where I was going with this here.
Yeah,
He kind of throws you off.
He did.
The hand
I wasn't even
signals.
talking to you.
I know, but I saw it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But for her, I felt like she is the representation of what a lot of women go through, right? So it's like they did a really good job with pairing these couples together for some interesting stuff to happen this season. I just
for
don't
TV.
think it's happenstance, right? So you got a man who's, used to being in a lot of ways emotionally abusive and neglectful, and you have a woman that's used to taking that. And so you put those two together and you see it play out, and it looks so familiar because she's, like you said, I think we were watching it earlier, Neek, and you were just like, oh, she's just taking it. I'm just like, well, it's probably what she's used to. She's probably used to being, going through these very hard moments and not having a man to actually step up and be in the moment with her, or to care about her emotions and her feelings or anything else with the connection.
See, I agree.
Which is incredibly
And she-
sad because it would make you think that, and I'm sorry, this kind of goes off topic, but it is on topic. It makes you think, what are they using as a criteria when they are selecting these people? Like, are you asking them what are they like emotionally when you are going through this, or how do you
Right.
handle this, and then comparing it to how the
Somebody
other-
else.
right? Because what you're seeing here is somebody who is always in control, taking control over the weaker person. That we should be able to see when you're matching
Having
up this
that,
criteria, right?
Well, I think I don't know if we said it on the episode, but I even asked, I was just like, they don't have any counseling sessions for these people
they do.
beforehand?
They do, but
like actual in-depth, like person-to-person counseling sessions where you're dealing with whatever conflict you have in yourself before you can go into a
Okay, but
relationship.
this is some people know how to fill out a resume.
Yeah.
And
get
these
good
are two
interviews.
people. Even her herself,
This is true.
I don't think she was a complete honest either.
So you think people just do what they do to get on the show? Do what they have to do?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I think she
maybe
did- I
not
think
the
she did-
show.
I think
Maybe
it was-
people. This is how people live their lives.
Yeah. Well, because it seems as though her justification, because she justifies it completely.
With God.
God,
It's
yeah.
always her
God or
justification.
religion.
God would never put too much on my shoulders that I can't handle. What does that even mean?
God
like,
don't have TV.
like God don't have TV. like what is this?
But do y'all think she's going off of potential?
Potential for
Yeah.
Chris.
Yes.
No, he has no potential.
I think
Potential-
Chris sounds good on paper. I just don't in real life. He just sucks.
Like she thinks that maybe after all of this is completed that it will get better. And she even said that. I feel like once we get back, things will be a little bit better.
Which is so ridiculous because as soon as he told me that he has somebody pregnant, I would have been out the door. You just brought up 99 red flags.
Yes.
First of all, you were just in a sexual intimate relationship 6 weeks ago with your ex-fiance. Your ex-fiance, which already lets me know that you're still 6 weeks ago involved, very much involved, still in love. Then let's not go to the end of that.
Oh, to the end
when
of
he
it.
told her, yes, I think I want to be
Oh,
back.
we're gonna get to that. We on our way there.
Okay.
We're on our way there. So so then we go to the dinner.
No,
No, we go to
the scene. Are we going to talk about how he was acting at the ATV? Because I don't think we
oh,
told
yeah,
it's
'cause
the,
he- 'cause-
you skipped
Yeah.
the van, didn't you?
No, the van is
the van
after
is
the
after
ATV.
the
after the
Oh, it's
ATV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay.
So Chris ran up on him. They were talking to Paige. And they were like, hey, look, we're here for you, anything you need. And Clara actually said separately to the camera, she was like, the same woman I knew 2 weeks ago, this is not her.
Right.
He's draining her.
So I'm concerned for her. So I'm going to let her know that I'm here for her. Anything she needs, we're here. And he comes up and he's like, I told y'all stop effing talking to my wife. And he starts cursing at them.
The cursing.
Yeah.
But this is a man of God.
Right.
It's the cursing for me.
This is a man of God
Yeah.
who had his pastor
yeah.
in episode 1 and 2.
Which his
Yeah.
pastor seemed a little off too.
Look, it looks sketchy.
I saw that whole thing, and it just didn't sit right with
No.
me. Like, period. Like,
With him
like
and the
the
pastor.
counsel the
yeah,
pastor
like none of it
gave,
felt
like,
genuine. Like,
No.
it just, I was just like, I'm not looking at this season.
It felt
Like when I saw that, remember I said that?
So
I
they
was like,
playing.
Yeah, it felt all for TV. It didn't feel genuine. at
Really?
all.
Wow.
like,
So he snaps and he's going. And then she says, well, I think
He comes off as an abuser.
Virginia
Oh,
says,
very much so.
Virginia says, well, she's our friend and we're trying to talk with our friend. Oh no, y'all not her friend. Y'all not her friends. She don't got none friends.
Is that where the abuse comes in when he's trying to
Yeah.
isolate her?
Yes.
Come on, he's
That's
definitely
what
trying to
he's doing.
isolate her.
He's
Isolation,
definitely trying to
manipulation
isolate
is all
her.
up and through this episode. I
Yeah.
don't know about the other ones,
He's
but I see it.
mentally abusing her.
Emotional abuse is there too. I mean, so it's just like when you see these signs, I'm not saying just assume the worst in a person, but she's already got other evidence. Like you got a baby. Then it's just the money control, right?
Wasn't
You're not trying to
attracted to me.
compromise on anything, right? Because it has to be his way when it comes to any kind of finances. It seems like with the household, he even said he wasn't gonna help with her dog.
Yeah, he said he wouldn't help her with her dog.
Yeah.
She seemed more
He even broke
endearing
her.
about the dog being mistreated than herself.
Yeah.
She was
And
more
he even-
offended by what he said about
He
his
even
dog.
broke her down. If we go back to the first episode, he broke her down with, I'm not attracted to you, but I had sex with you.
Right.
Like, that was the
Twice.
first. Yeah, twice.
And then to tell his family, well, I thought that if I had sex with her, it would help me build an attraction to her. What type of
So that kind of goes into her head that I need to be
Hold on,
more
hold on.
attractive
Hold
to
on.
him.
I'm not saying he's right, but a lot of men have had that thought. A lot of men have had that
Post
same
nut
thought.
clarity.
It's wrong, but
The PNC.
nut
like, you know what?
PNC.
I might could turn this, but no.
Twice, though? I see one
I
time.
agree with you, Steve.
It could.
One
like,
time, but twice?
What you mean? What's wrong with twice?
It was actually in a 12-hour period, so I guess you kind of 1 for 2.
Not saying he's right, but I understand the logic.
Yeah.
Like 1 for
The
2.
stupid logic.
It's very
but
stupid. Now.
very
It's very stupid.
But I don't want to go ahead, but she does say like they kept having sex. Like they didn't stop that one night.
Well, she didn't necessarily say no either.
No, because I believe
if
at
was
that
the
point
case, you
Go
wouldn't
ahead.
say it out loud. You know, if that was the situation, you wouldn't say it to the
He
person.
should.
He
who would
said
say
it to
somebody else.
everybody.
Yeah, like I'm just not that attracted to her. And then like so he broke her down there. So now in her head, I believe is like she wants to be attracted to him because she doesn't want to lose this marriage.
Right.
So now she's gonna be working hard to try to be attractive to,
Right.
to
her
just not
husband.
him, to everybody else, because now he has told everyone that he's not attracted to. He's made her feel like she's not attracted.
And we're talking about people that already probably were struggling with a lot of this stuff too. This
Yeah.
is why they made this decision. So I'm not appealing to anybody else. I'm not gonna find nobody. Let me go sign up for Married at First Sight and see if I can snag me a spouse.
Yeah, and now he's saying he's not attracted to me.
So
Okay.
it must be me, right?
Yeah.
It's something wrong with me. So
What am I
oof.
doing? And then now all these hits. Now there's another girl that's 6 weeks pregnant. And she was like, all my plans are just going down the drain.
You know what the sad part is? She could have went to any.
Question. I got a question. Did he specifically break down what he means by he's not like? Did he say like I think you're ugly or?
No,
No, he said he's not
No,
physically
he
attracted to her.
said-
He's not physically.
What he said was, no, he's physically. He thinks that her
And
body
he
is
is
nice.
yeah,
nice.
her body
Yeah.
is nice.
I mean, on the first
Oh.
episode, his specific words were, "She got a fat ass," but
Yeah.
that's exactly what he said. Oh, sorry.
No, you good. Go
That's
ahead.
exactly what he said. But she's not what I'm used to dating.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming she's talking
Talking about her
her
facial
face,
feature.
But
her
did he
face.
ever say that? Though?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He was very upfront
Very.
with that. She's just not. She's not what
It
I
didn't
have
seem
did.
very complimentary.
Yeah,
That's what he was saying.
And he said it to her friends. Like he said it to
Yeah,
her
he said it
friends.
to
Her
her
family,
bridesmaid.
Her family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like she's not a trophy wife.
Yeah, she's not a trophy wife.
But you don't want a trophy wife, bro.
Like,
That's not what you want.
What kind of mindset you got to be at to say that to somebody's friends and family on their wedding day?
I guess he felt like he was being honest and transparent.
Oh, don't.
You gotta be insecure.
you have
Very
to,
much so.
and you're projecting.
Incredibly insecure to say that.
and in the scene where they're in the room packing to leave, he kind of drops the bomb on her. Like, me and my ex been talking
About
and
staying together,
about
like being together,
getting back
raising-
together,
yeah.
and he actually tells her, I love her still.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like you still in a
What?
whole nother situation,
What?
and you're married to me.
Girl, if you don't go get this thing annulled
Yeah.
and enjoy the rest of your time in Vegas.
I would really love to know, like, what is she holding on to?
well, we talked about it a couple episodes ago. What she'll get off of being on the show is going to far more benefit her after the show.
What do they get?
But I don't
No, no,
think
Do they get
exposed.
incentivized?
No, just
exposure.
she'll get the
She'll have
exposure. She'll get
interviews.
a lot of
the
sympathy,
extra stuff.
the
Yeah.
extra stuff that's gonna come.
The following on social
But like
media.
I-
social
Yeah.
media following.
But like I asked
and
y'all,
that's money.
Whoa, yeah.
Continual money.
yeah, I asked y'all last week. Do you think everything she's taking on air right now is going to affect how every other man views her?
no. Somebody's gonna be with her.
No, somebody's gonna be with her.
Like women can always
You know,
bounce back.
yeah, I don't know if y'all ever seen like the Hurt Bay. I don't know. That was a couple of
Yes,
years ago.
I remember that.
Hurt
What
Bay.
is it?
So it was a girl. She was on
Oh,
this show.
Hurt Bay?
Hurt Bay.
It was like a video.
I'll send it to
It was
y'all.
a video, and she just got like embarrassed completely by this man that she was really in love with, right? And so after that, she found a guy that supposedly treats her well, and she's doing well now on social media and all other things. I don't think that it's going to affect her in a negative way.
Yeah, nah, she'll be fine after this.
26.
But see,
I
with
mean,
with
not a lot.
with Hurt Bay was like her. There was her and her ex speaking about a past relationship that they had and how he hurt her, and they were facing each other. With this is we're watching basically a relationship play out and watching somebody taking mistreatment and being okay with it and justifying it. There can be another man that says, "Okay, I'll try to be
can
that
abuse
savior."
her.
Yeah, I could be
And
that
not
savior.
even that, what it says to other women who are just like her. Oh, it's okay to be this type of woman, or I don't like what this is portraying about a woman.
I got
But
another
I think
question.
it's true. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
How does she? Because I never like looked at her speak on camera.
Mm-hmm.
How does she come across on on camera? Does she come across
weak?
very low.
genuine, or is it delusional?
Delusional.
It's genuine because I look at it as a mirror. I look at her situation as a mirror into the lives of what so many women deal with, and they justify it by religion. They justify it by tradition and conditioning on a societal level about what they are supposed to expect from men. And so when I look at that, I'm like, well, at least this is an honest representation about what a lot of other women are going through. And hopefully those women can look at this show and they can realize that, oh, I got some real problems. I'm looking at this from, the outside of it, and I'm not okay with it, but I'm dealing with this on a daily basis. So that hopefully it can do some good.
Well, you know what has happened.
So she comes across as genuinely delusional.
Yeah, she comes across as
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, she does. And I think he knows how to flip it too, because when she leaves the room after he tells her I'm still in love with her and I'm thinking about it, he's had some time to think. So she comes back and she's confronting him about her feelings, and he says, "You know what? I'm like spiritually attracted to you."
Oh, the
Well, this
manipulation.
Like he knows how to let her out and then gas her
and so
up.
it's God. So now that's that God, that faith. Oh man, his spirit is attracted to my spirit. Okay.
That's emotional
Does
abuse.
that neglect it? Does that negate everything else he's done to you?
I think this is women's fault.
Explain.
How, right? How?
What you said? The hard left.
Wait, so wait a minute. I don't think that left was as hard as.
It's
But I agree with them. It is a part of
it's not. I'm gonna say why. I'm gonna say why
Go
though.
ahead.
I
I'm
do
gonna let
feel
them
like
speak.
I'ma say why.
we do need to take
I'm
accountability.
gonna say why.
for that.
It's not accountability.
Go ahead.
Y'all be wanting these men to do all this talking and talking and talk. We need action. We don't need all
Yeah.
this talking. See what talking gets?
He made her feel special.
Chris is.
Hell of a talker.
You need to hold him accountable and make him act.
He don't even
But
say
talking,
anything
he's just
good.
talking her in circles and circles and around and back and forth and around.
By
and then
this
using
point,
God.
I would have already told him to pull out his phone, call the baby, the ex fiance,
Something.
and let me ask her some questions
Exactly.
about what you guys really have going on. Because right now, your word means nothing to me.
I don't understand.
And she's the wife.
talk,
she
talk,
now
huh?
you shouldn't be talking to this woman behind my back because I am now your wife. You just told me you put me in front of
Slow down, Nee.
everyone.
That's so
No, but that's what he told her.
I know you're right, but slow down.
He told her, I put you before everyone. So if you put me before everyone, why are you having conversations with this woman behind my back?
Because
These
I'm a
conversations-
liar.
This is true.
And I'm a manipulator.
Yes. Like, what am I supposed to say?
Right.
But that's the question she should have been asking.
He's already established he's a liar. You need actions now.
I think Kevin Samuel said the other day, he was like,
Oh, this man.
if you didn't, if men didn't select you or choose you to be married, then you wouldn't be able to get married. So his point was like, you guys really don't run anything. You need us. Was the take that he was taking.
Oh, okay.
Right. I know you need. Yeah, I just wanted to explain that for clarity's sake. That
Really, the
was
construct of marriage. We ain't gonna go there.
right. No. I'm just saying
Oh, I
that's.
got you.
That's what that was his take on it.
Okay.
And so I'm looking at them and I'm like, she's allowing herself to be chosen by this man, which means I'm gonna have to just
But he
take
didn't
whatever
choose
comes
her.
up. But he didn't choose her.
He didn't.
But she's seeing it as that.
Right. She's seeing it as that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, I'm sorry. She's not seeing it. He chose her. He's seeing it as God
God
chose
put
him
them
for
together.
her.
Right.
And that's the-
she's
that's the
making it
problem.
spooky.
Yes.
She's making it spooky.
Yeah. When she mentions God, it gets.
Right. It gets spooky.
Because she
Yeah.
feels like everything is falling in place. When he gave her, I think he gave her the infinity charm, and she had.
Oh, she
already
has
had
it on every episode. Girl, I would have.
But she
What's
has
her
a
relationship like
tattoo.
with her father? Like, is her father in her life?
But
I wanted
this is
to
the
know
stuff
that,
we
too.
don't know, and that's
Yeah,
why I'm
that-
like their backstories matter.
He wouldn't-
Their experiences.
he wouldn't meet
Because
with
I don't
the
think he's
family.
involved.
No.
I don't
He
think
wouldn't meet with the
her
family,
father is
though.
around.
So that would explain everything right
Yeah,
there.
because he
Yeah.
didn't meet with their family.
He didn't meet with
Nope.
the family at all.
Wow.
When
That's
they met the
red
family.
flag number one.
Yeah, he didn't even go over there. Like,
No, he was like, "Nah, I'm cool."
I'm cool. I ain't going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he's been out since the beginning.
yeah. Just for TV.
You don't think she is co-signing this?
Yeah, she is.
We never said she wasn't. CL.
Okay, I'm just unsure because I don't want to blame her because she is the victim.
No, you can be both a victim and an enabler, right?
Okay.
You can co-sign things that aren't healthy for you. We're never saying that it's not okay. What I'm saying is she is a mirror to what a lot of women put up with, and hopefully they can see themselves reflected and not be okay and choose to get out their situation.
Do you think that's why the experts put her with him?
I think
To show that mirror?
I think they want to be
To
messy.
show that mirror?
Yeah, I think they want to be messy too.
Messy.
I think it was
All the
time
couples.
It only helps when you're being honest, though.
Yeah, I mean, but experts matching you can't, give you a backbone to stand up
for yourself.
and
Yeah.
they can't dictate that even,
Oh, but nobody interviews and say I don't have a backbone. I'm weak.
nobody says that.
Everybody's
Nobody says
super
that.
strong.
All right, so we're going to get to our last segment,
Okay.
which is we usually pick which couple will make it to next week.
At this point,
Who you riding with? We'll start with the guests. Patty, since you're into the show, who you riding with? Which couple you think will make it to next week through next week?
Brianna. No, not Brianna. Is it Brianna?
Brianna. Yeah.
Brianna. Is that who I'm talking about?
And
Brianna and
Vincent?
Vincent? Yes.
Okay.
Them two.
Okay.
Darius?
There.
I'm gonna go with Brianna and Vincent too.
I think it's gonna be
call.
everybody.
yeah,
Good call, that guy.
the safe
Safe call.
choice.
Because the last season I was going against whatever she said, and then
And I was right.
and she
Yeah.
was right every time. They ain't gonna make it. They not gonna make it. I'm like, nah, they gonna make it. They gonna fight through. So whatever she's saying, I'm like, I'm gonna go with her this time. So yeah.
I'm
See
gonna
ya.
go with Clara and Ryan.
Okay, all right.
They just
They got closer since he stuck his chest out.
He didn't
Oh no,
really
that's
stick
not the
his
one.
chest
no,
out.
no,
Oh, okay.
no.
I'm
This is the one with
confusing.
the comb over. He
Yeah.
got like
Oh
a
yeah.
weird-
Yeah, he's got
the one
that
that never
comb
said
over.
I love you to anybody.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
The
which,
patchy beard.
yes.
Man, he needs some work on his beard. Kay Antoinette,
I'm gonna go with Brianna and Vincent too.
Rihanna and Vincent.
Communication is strong there.
Okay, Neat.
Brianna and Vincent. I'm not even gonna play with them this week.
Rihanna and Vincent, you ain't gonna play with them.
No.
I'm gonna tell you where I'm going. I always shock the world.
No, you don't. But go ahead.
Shock the
Eric
world.
and,
Shock the world.
Virginia.
Shock the world.
I'm gonna go with
Eric and Virginia.
no.
Oh, I just knew it.
I'm going with Paige and Chris.
Yeah, cause she
They
ain't
go-
gonna leave.
She ain't gonna leave. She ain't leaving them.
She ain't going nowhere, yeah.
She ain't gonna leave them.
But that doesn't mean the situation's gonna be good though.
We ain't say that. We
They
said
trying to get it next
Hey,
week.
we just trying to get it next week.
Yeah.
All we doing is see who can make it the next week. All right, so Patty and Darius, thank you for being on, and
You're welcome.
you guys will be with us on our next episode.
Salute.
All right.
Can't wait.
Go ahead. What you about to say there?
Can't wait.
Yeah, we can't wait to get into that conversation too. So, Neek,
All right. Well, thank you all for listening in, and thank our guests for joining us. It's your girl Neat Cruz.
CL Butler.
Kay Antoinette the blogger.
and your boy Youssef, and we are out.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Relationship Status. Remember, you can catch us on relationshipstatuspodcast.com, iTunes, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, Nobody Grinds Like Us, and anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you would like to join the conversation or leave us a Dear Neek, email us at relstatpodcast@gmail.com or call us at 843-310-8637. Follow us on Facebook at Relationship Status Podcast, on Instagram and Twitter at RELSTAT Podcast, and don't forget to comment, share, 5-star rate, subscribe, and review.
Podcast is sponsored by Unfiltered. Whether it's hoodies, long sleeve tees, leggings, joggers, or tech suits, Unfiltered has what you need to express yourself in any weather. Visit unfilteredforever.com and use the promo code RSP to get 10% off your entire order. That's unfilteredforever.com, promo code RSP. And remember, there's a science to being you.